First of all, happy Labor Day. What a great crowd here. I want to thank you all for being here on Labor Day, and I'm especially grateful to be with the men and women of organized labor. Please give yourselves and your unions and your families a hand. I got one question for you. Are you ready to win on Election Day for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? All right. Now, you all know Kamala's story. As a prosecutor, putting away dangerous criminals, to her time in the Senate and as vice president, for fighting every day for women's rights, workers' rights, and voting rights, right? You know of her service as vice president, as she and President Biden and Democrats brought jobs and investments back to Pennsylvania. You know that record. And we know that Vice President Kamala Harris has proven she is ready on day one to be our president and our commander-in-chief. And she's ready in these next 60-plus days to take on Donald Trump and win. I don't think I have to tell this crowd much about the story of labor in Western Pennsylvania. You helped build Pennsylvania. You helped build our nation. You did it. Just think about our history. Steelworkers in Pennsylvania, here in Pittsburgh, right? Built the tanks and the battleships during World War I and World War II. Our energy workers have powered the nation, powered homes and businesses all across America. The people of Pittsburgh and southwestern Pennsylvania have never waited for the future. You invented your own future by your hard work and your innovation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's at stake in this race. This race is about a lot of things. This race is a battle for rights, workers' rights, women's rights, and voting rights. There's no question about that. It's also a fight and a battle to lower costs, to fight the fentanyl crisis, to take care of our children, our seniors, our veterans, people with disabilities, people we've been fighting for years. We're going to continue to fight for them every day in this campaign. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my opponent, if you don't know. He's a former... That's good. We didn't even practice that. That's good. But he's a former hedge fund executive, and he's worth not millions, not tens of millions, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And there's no question that when people started to examine what he has done with his life in the last couple of years, they realized, well, you know what? He's not really living here. He lied about living in Pennsylvania when he was living in a $16 million house in Connecticut. He also lied about how he grew up. He said one time when he was running 2 years ago, he said he came from nothing. It was like an Abe Lincoln story. But we know that's not true. But in this race, this is going to be a battle for those issues, whether it's rights or lowering costs or helping our families. And I think the difference between the two of us is pretty clear. I've been on the side of working families, fighting with the men and women of labor against big corporations. Now, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to give a prize to whoever started that back there. That was pretty good. Look, while I was here working for the people of Pennsylvania, my opponent was doing something else. He was running that big hedge fund, and he was also, at the time, spending most of his time making investments in China and making investments for the government of China, for President Xi, while I was doing work here. I think we need a senator from Pennsylvania who's going to represent and work for the people of our state, not making huge investments in China. Now, he's also criticized me because I had the audacity to take on big corporations, right? I said that when big corporations have jacked up the price of food, jacked up the price of household items, and I had the audacity to say that's greedflation, he attacked me. But guess what? You know what? In this race and going forward, when a company is engaged in price gouging, we're going to go after them, we're going to hold them accountable, and make sure people have some justice. Also, a big difference in this race, it's a difference in the presidential race between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. It's also a difference between me and my opponent. When it comes to taxes, they want to double down on that obscene corporate tax break from 2017. They want to continue that, right? I'm going to join you in that. Boo. Boo is right. That tax cut, because they gave away the store to rich people and big corporations, cost us more than $2 trillion. Now they want to pass a tax bill in 2025 to continue to give those corporate tax breaks, continue to give away the store to rich people. That'll cost us another $4 trillion in debt. We're not doing that. We're not going there. We're not doing that. So, look, we've got a lot at stake in this race. The choice has never been clearer between my opponent and me, and between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. All that's left is what you all are doing every day. You're knocking on doors. You're making phone calls. You're making contributions. You're going to events. You're engaging your neighbors to get the vote out. That's all the work we have to do over these next 60-plus days, to continue to fight for these values, to continue to make sure that people know that we're on their side against these powerful forces, and to work like hell to get the vote out. So will you join me in working night and day for Kamala Harris? And please join me in working every day to get out the vote for our entire ticket. I need your help in this race. We're going to win together. God bless you.